Time for me to start the accent wall. There's a lot of taping, a lot of just like mind games with it. So wish me luck. It's gonna be so good. Create your first horizontal line across the wall using a laser level. Once that line is made, using a measuring tape, measure up 8 inches and add another line of tape so there is a full 8 inches between your 2 rows of tape. Using the measuring tape again, measure from the bottom of your tape line another 8 inches. Move the laser level to this new 8-inch mark. It is very important to place your next line of tape under the 8-inch mark line. Visually, it will start to look off. It will look like your lines are not the same width, and they aren't right now. But when you paint and then remove the tape, they will be. Repeat this process of making your tape above and below the 8-inch mark lines until the whole wall has been completed for your horizontal lines. Switch to making your first vertical line on the wall and then measure over to the left and make a small mark. Move the laser level to this new 8-inch mark. Things might get a little confusing here, but hang with me, you can totally do this. On a nearby table, create a template by placing 2 pieces of tape 8 inches apart and using scissors, pre-cut a handful of 8-inch painter tape pieces. You will need to slightly adjust your horizontal lines as the vertical lines begin to go up. Keep a utility knife nearby. The pre-cut tape pieces will now be placed to the left and then to the right of the 8-inch laser line to create the squares. Don't lose your mind. You have got this. Repeat this pattern. It's very slow going until the entire wall has been laid out. I think I'm going completely insane. Finished taping this off. 10 million times harder than I thought it was going to be. It's just squares, but you have no idea. You have no idea. It is not just squares. Next step is I now need to paint this base color over my tape so that the lines are perfectly crisp. Now that the pattern is all set, paint the full square edges with your lighter base paint color. This will ensure that if there's any bleeding, it will be your base coat and you will end up with perfect crisp lines. Once dry, paint the darker paint on the trim and in those full squares. I ended up doing about 2 coats of this paint. Before the paint is fully dry, remove the painter's tape to reveal your completed, beautiful checkerboard pattern on the wall. Right, you might think that now that I am done with my checkerboard that I am finished with this wall, but I am not because I can't be, I have to be extra. So now I'm adding stripes down below. Line up your laser level at the inside edge of your darker paint color corner. Follow that line to the floor and add tape. Then tape off the bottom of that same square, and at the bottom right corner of the lighter square, follow that line again to the floor with tape. You are creating 8-inch wide stripes now for their darker paint color. Repeat this process for all of the stripes. Paint their interior edges with the lighter paint, allow to dry, and then go over with the 2 coats of the darker paint. Once this is all dried, remove the tape and presto, a stripe and checkered wall. I love it. This wall was a labor of love. I adore how it turned out, and my son is just as thrilled.